I'd like to know one thing. Are you ready for the Super Brother? Are you ready for the Super Brother music for the soul? He's blackophonic. He's blackophonic. He's blackophonic. Dynamic. Heritage. And funky. Music, music, music for the third world. Ladies and gentlemen, doing it on his good foot, Super Brother himself. He's got a bag of his own. Ladies and gentlemen, Soul Brother number one.
Henry the man.
We're very honored to have our next lecturer here with us today. He's actually been on our wish list for a long time. And he is an accomplished producer, arranger, composer, musician. I think anybody who collects records, you kind of look for certain names on the back consistently, and this gentleman's name always offers something worth checking out. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Patrick Adams.
feeling free. Baby, through me, you can find some love in me. Don't try to make it. This love, you gotta take it. Cause we're only going down, messing around. Don't try to fake it. It's real, so don't forsake it. Cause it's more than I can stand. Knowing I found you, yeah. It's much too much. Your tender touch is much too much. Is mine enough to fill your heart? It's much too much. Let's get closer. Let you know it's on. Don't you feel it? Don't you know the real deal? Why don't you take it? This love, let's try to make it. Don't need to be afraid, running away. Hear what I'm saying? No time for no delaying. Cause I can't believe it's true. Knowing I found you, yeah. It's much too much. Your tender touch is much too much. Is mine enough to fill your heart? It's much too much. Why don't you take it? This love, you gotta take it. Cause we're only going down, messing around. Don't try to fake it. It's real, so don't forsake it. Cause it's more than I can stand. When I found you, it's much too much. Your tender touch is much too much. Yes, it is. It's mine enough to fill your heart. It's much too much. Yes, it is now. It's much too much. Your tender touch is much too much. Baby, it's mine enough to fill your heart. It's much too much. Yeah. Too much. It's much too much. Yeah. It's mine enough to fill your heart. It's much too much.
What's happening, good peoples? It's your man, HD. Welcoming you to another edition of HDM's World of House, Volume 618, as we celebrate the music of the one, Patrick Adams. I have to admit, before I move on, I guess during the mid-90s when I was going to the record shows, I'm buying these 70s and 80s funk, soul, some disco joints, and it was very popular in Maryland. As it was record shows, it seemed like every month. And I was a fan, just like a lot of music lovers that will read the back of the albums or whatever linear notes you read about the artists or the producers or the studios they were in, background singers. And every now and then I would see the name Patrick Adams, not knowing the history, but I would see these records. And then, of course, during the internet age, I started seeing more. And then as I started doing research and learning some of the 70s records that I didn't know that were great, not just the radio hits, but the club bangers, the ones that people loved. You know, when you went to other states, you had some songs that were popular classics in one state, and then people didn't know it in another. And the internet sort of bridged that together. And starting to learn that, I started seeing the name Patrick Adams more and more. And then I rediscovered this. They passed away last Wednesday. And I did my research some more, because by this time, I know some of these classics, you know, some of the groups that he was instrumental in, you know, Inner Life, Freak, Cloud One, Bumblebee Unlimited, Universal Robot Band, not to mention other projects with R&B and hip hop, but disco was what he was mostly known for. You know, he founded the group Black Ivory. If you didn't know that, that's right off the bat. So then working with Perception Records, and then ultimately started or co-founded P&P Records with Peter Brown. Now, doing my research, I didn't know this as well. There are two Peter Browns. There's the record promoter, Peter Brown, and there's the artist, Peter Brown. Do You Want to Get Funky With Me, Dance With Me. 2 different Peter Browns. So I didn't even know that until I started doing my research. But as we pay tribute and play some of these selected classics of Peter Brown, we're going to also get into some interviews. You'll hear word of mouth from the man himself, Patrick Adams, as we put all this together, and we'll go back in time to some would say, a better day in music. I think it's all good music, no matter how far back or whether it's just last year or 50 years ago. It's all good music. And Patrick Adams is like this uncrowned, unheralded producer. I don't want to put disco producer. I just want to say producer, because the interviews and everything I've researched on, it just gives me a greater appreciation for Patrick Adams. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Well, actually, it was not a musical family. I grew up in a very normal family. My father was a merchant seaman. My mother was a housewife. I had an older brother who was in the Air Force, and a younger brother who was a student. And somewhere along the way, I mean, I've always had a musical inclination from childhood. I started, my father wanted me to play the trumpet when I was 9, but I didn't like the way it made trumpet players' lips look, so I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I guess it was seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan kind of made me say, I could do that. And my father bought me a guitar. I asked my father to buy me an electric guitar. He said, I'll tell you what. And he bought me a very inexpensive Spanish guitar. And he said, you learn how to play that, I'll buy you an electric guitar. And true to his word, he went away for like 6 months. When he came back, he was saying, play an A chord, play a G chord, play a H chord. I said, there's no H chord. He said, okay, you learn. And true to his word, he took me down to 48th Street and bought my first electric guitar.
And now, Patrick Adams on his first band, Sparks, while in high school, which leads to Patrick learning how to play the piano, to learning how to eventually produce.
I and some neighborhood fellas, we would hear each other playing. As you walk by the building, you'd hear this keyboard player playing, or you'd hear the bass player playing, and we sort of gelled together because they were looking for an ethnic group to play in the movie Up and Down Staircase, to be the band, the high school dance. And we had one rehearsal, we learned 2 songs, and a week later we were on the set at Harran High School doing Up and Down Staircase. And because of that, we signed with MGM Cover Records, and we got to tour with Jerry Butler and the Young Rascals, and we backed up the play, and it was a local play at the Apollo, and they wound up recording the song for Sesame Street. So Luther Vandross's first recording was actually one of my songs. I had access to the Apollo Theater, and Pete Long, who was married to Loretta Long, who wound up on Sesame Street, Pete would let me sit in the middle of the orchestra, Reuben Phillips Orchestra, on rehearsal day. You know, like once a week, all the new acts that were coming in would have a dress rehearsal in the basement of the Apollo, and Reuben would let me pass out the music to the musicians, and we would sit. I would actually sit in the middle of the horn section, and that allowed me to hear the instrumentation from a different perspective, and I could read along with the musicians. So I did all that crash course just to do the commercial, and the Welch's commercial was a big success, and that led to Black Ivory.
Someone to spend some time. Gotta find someone to spend some time. I can't take the heartbreak of you leaving me again, and I'm not the one I was back then. No, one thing I can't take is to sit home all alone. Do what you like, my dear, but I'm not staying home. 'Cause night and day I was patient, but I've had all I can take. The time is right. Maybe I'll find a friend to spend the weekend. Maybe I'll find a friend to spend the weekend. Baby, don't feel love, 'cause I was never here for. You close your eyes and close the door. Yes, you do. One thing I need is some good loving now and then. Instead of loving me, you just go out again. Night and day, I was patient, but I've had all I can take. Maybe I'll find a friend, someone to spend the weekend. I'm going to find someone to spend the night. Oh, yes it is. Oh, yes it is. Sweet, sweet Night and day, I was patient, but I've had all I can take. Maybe I'll find a friend to spend the weekend. Gonna find me somebody, someone to spend the night. Oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. This time it's party time. It's party time tonight. This time it's party time. It's party time tonight. This time it's party time. It's party time tonight. This time it's party time. It's party time tonight.
loved you. And then I found you felt the same way too. You touch my heart every day with the sweet things you say. Baby, you dazzle me. Oh, you dazzle me. You dazzle me. Girl, you dazzle me.
Knowing that you love me makes me feel so good. I know our love will last through all times. I know you'll be mine when I'm old, when our world's growing cold. Baby, you dazzle me.
Yes, you do.
You dazzle me.
Oh, honey.
You dazzle me.
Love the way you walk, love your talk.
You dazzle me.
Oh, you dazzle me, baby. Love the way you walk.
Did you go to discos much back in the day to check out how your songs were doing?
I once went to a disco on New Year's Eve. On another occasion, I went to a disco for a photo shoot. But I hate to tell you, I did not live in discos. I was in the studio all the time. Who had time to go dancing? As I often said, I did most of my dancing horizontally. Don't think about that too hard. But I guess that was, for me, the release. You know, it's in the music. I created that. I don't need to go to a disco to enjoy it. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Last night was all I remember. Wanting you, I have you on my mind. In no time you were over, holding me, and the way we were flying. I don't mind, you don't mind the groove when it's moving. I don't mind sending love to love can leave you shining bright. Love can leave you. Love can leave you shining bright. Love can leave you glowing in the light. Love, that love. Let's keep that love shining. Keep that love shining. Keep that love shining. Yeah. Every night, love. Keep you shining, love. Keep you shining, love, yeah. Let my love shine down. Wanna go every night. Wanna glow with that love. Keep it shining. Love the way you hold me, love the way you hold me.
Valerie Simpson, Nick Ashford, one of my favorite writing teams. And I think I mentioned to you earlier that when first time I heard the original Ain't No Mountain High Enough, I mean, I was like 17, I'm sitting at home, and on the radio comes this, I forgot what it is. That blew my mind. The chord structure. I said, oh, God. And me being the mischievous me, I always like to see if I can make something better. I will not claim to have made it better. I made it different. The hook. I'm going to play Valerie's hook. Okay. Then I'm going to play my hook. And then
Henry the Man.
I'm going to play the record. Valerie. Possibly do to make that different? If you really study my music, you'll find that I'm into suspending notes through changes a lot. And so when you go, ain't no mountain high enough. All right, that's the melodic note. What could I possibly put on top of that would make it different? And I decided, so my record and especially with that lift going from the C major to the D major 9 is like, ooh, for me.
Let's take a little listen to this.
As long as you want me, baby.
Hey, this is DJ Mandrill from the legendary Clubhouse in Washington, D.C. And you're listening to Henry the Man.
Yo, what up? This is Mr. V from Soul Channel Music, music for tomorrow, New York City. And right now, I'm listening to the hottest radio station. This is
Handzonradio.
And by the time the insanity was over, I had guys coming to me right around the end of the disco era when everything crashed. A person said to me, I will give you $250,000 to produce a studio album for me. He didn't even care what the content was. It's just that that was the perception of my position at that moment. That's insanity.
Well, let's talk a little bit about disco, because you worked quite a bit through these years on a number of really great records. But you also have said, well, I guess I should just ask you, what did disco mean to you? Why, as a producer, arranger, songwriter, did you find it to be such a great vehicle?
It's really funny. Disco, for me, was once again creative freedom. I guess one of the best things about disco also was what led to its demise. That anybody could make a disco record. I mean, in the pure sense of the word disco, because you got four on the floor and you could throw something on top of it, and if the rhythms were right, you could make people dance. For somebody like me, there was the extra impetus of doing goofy stuff, like if you're familiar with Push Push in the Bush, there was a 5/4 bar. Matter of fact, it happens. I've got time signature changes all through stuff. So that you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before you go back to the main part. You couldn't do that in any other forum.
How did you feel when the whole disco movement sort of came to a close? I mean, you were obviously working on a major level, on an independent level. You had records out under various different names. In addition to the different records we played today, there were a number of different names. There was Freak.
My whole life at that point was invested in disco. And there was a natural prejudice on this planet between different camps or different tribes. And when your tribe is in power, everything is wonderful, but the other tribe is trying to knock you down sometimes, and if they get the upper hand, you're in deep doo-doo. I mean, I went from making about $10,000 a week doing arrangements to zero overnight. And I must tell you, one of the most important things that ever happened to me for my sanity, I had just done I just produced 4 cuts on Melba Moore, but it was never released because I'm in the studio working on music. I don't know the disco's dead. Nobody told me. I didn't get the memo. That's for real. And suddenly, none of my records are being released. Nobody's calling me up for work. I'm like, what the hell? What did I do? And I ran into Fonzie Thornton, who was a background singer for Luther Vandross. And Fonzie said, hey man, I just heard that new stuff you did with Melba. It's great, it's killer. I swear to God, if I had not heard that at that moment, I would have gone into a very deep depression for a long time. Because I had no idea what went wrong. I didn't find out until later on about the disco demolition thing and disco sucks and all that. And that's sad, because the truth is, there always has been danceable music. There always will be danceable music, whatever you call it, whatever the instrumentation, whatever the sounds being used. So, get off of that. 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 Get off of that.
It's funny. I never knew Don McGee had been the Fat Cat Man because Fat Cat, even though they signed with Perception Records, that was after I left Perception, or around the time I was leaving. So I didn't have a relationship with Bill Curtis. I do respect Fat Cat Man's music, and like I said, I didn't know Donna. I didn't meet Donna then. I met Donna through Greg Carmichael. And, it was, that was an interesting experience. Donna is an excellent vocalist. Greg asked me to try to develop some songs for her. And that's how that came about. And, I really used her on the Freak album. She did Me and My Love Did With You.
Without even knowing his name, I took his hand and he led the way. That night we shared the deepest of heaven's pleasures. And I swear though he's gone, I still hear his words. Now that was the sweetest thing that ever happened to me. And now in my darkest hours, I just think about him and I feel his power. All at once, I feel so much better. Having that moment we treasure. The sweetest thing that ever happened to me. is near. I can feel you warm inside, waiting for that moment we all enjoy. Oh, I wanna make it last forever. Come on, baby, make it last forever. Make it last forever. Come on, darling. Make it last forever. Come a little closer. I don't wanna miss a thing. Not a single minute of pleasure that you bring. I can feel you warm inside. It's a feeling we just can't hide. Oh, why not make it last forever? Come on, darling, make it last forever. Oh, make it last forever. Come on, baby, make it last forever. Oh, darling, I've been waiting for you for so long. Now that you're here, I just want it to last forever, 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 and forever. I can feel you warm inside. It's a feeling we just can't hide. Oh, why not make it last forever? Make it last forever. Come on, baby, make it last forever. Oh, darling, make it last forever. Ooh, yeah. Oh, baby, make it last forever. Yeah, make it last forever. Make it last forever. Yeah. Oh, darling, make it last forever. Come on, baby, make it last forever. Yeah, make it last, make it last. Oh, baby, please. Oh, baby, oh, I love you so much. Oh, baby, you know I need you. Oh, baby, I wanna tell you something. I love you. I couldn't love no more, baby. Yes, baby. You just make me feel so good. Oh, baby, so good. Oh, baby, so good. Yes. Oh, baby, don't ever leave me. Oh, baby, please, don't ever stop. Yes, baby. Oh, baby, I just want you to love me. And I want you to always need me. And when you're ever lonely, baby, just call me. I'll be here anytime. Anytime, baby. Yes, baby, anytime. Oh, baby, tell me that you love me.
I need you to work it.
Are there any drummers in the house?
Right here and right now.
Are there any drummers in the house?
I need you to move it.
Drummers in the house. Hit me.
Work it.
Get it on.
We're doing Henry the Man.
Take me on your heart. Take me, I'm yours. Take me on your baby. Take me, I'm yours. Touch my mind and my body. Oh, come on and pull me close to you. Put your arms around me, yeah. And come on and do what you wanna do. Touch my mind and my body. Hey, can't you hear the way I'm breathing? Good loving, your good loving, I know. Oh, it's all that I've been needing. You bring out
Experimentation. So
that came about. I watch TV like other people do, and Saturday Night Live was one of my favorite shows. And John Belushi and the crew had this concept called the Bumblebees, and it was hilarious. It was really funny. And
they would just dress up as bee costumes.
Yeah. And I said, let me write a song for that. Maybe, see, once again, you got to chase opportunity, or you have to make opportunity sometimes where there is none. So I said to Greg, because Greg was, he was the collaborator when I wanted to do stupid stuff.
This is Greg Carmichael. He's a producer also.
And so we went to Minot in White Plains, and I think over a weekend we did this song. And this shows you the calculating mind. On this record, you will hear voices talking to each other. There's a conversation that goes on between three people. The way it was done, first of all the voices on, I'm everything on this record. In those days, we didn't have samplers, we didn't have pitch shifters. After the music was done, we actually had to slow the tape down. And I sang the background, and we didn't, there was no dropping in background back then either. I sang the background through this record. And then I hold this conversation between myself as a bee and two other bees. Now to do that, you got to be thinking like a year ahead, because you're saying one thing on this track, and then on this track you're answering or responding to the first one, and that's total insanity.
All right, so let's just hear a little bit of this. This is Bumblebee